Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about a new brand that I think is offering fantastic value for money. A micro brand, but not really a micro brand, more of a community project based in Switzerland called Code41. And before I do the review of this watch, I do want to talk a little bit about the brand first, and then we'll go hands on and I'll show you about their new release and what is coming in the pipeline. Also, thank you so much to Code41 for sending this in for me to review. I really do appreciate it, though I will give my brutally honest opinion. And even though I really like the piece, I think there are a couple things to discuss as well. Well, Code41 is entirely based in Switzerland, created in 2016 by Mr. D'Amore, who was a famous watch designer and still is. He used to work for Tag Heuer, Montblanc, amongst others. And more than a brand, they are a community project. And I'm having a little bit of a tough time with that concept, and I'll explain it in a minute. But I do like a lot of what they stand for. They offer total transparency. They tell you exactly how much the watch costs to make, how much goes into the movement, the case, the strap. They break it all down to you, and they are all about transparency, which in the Swiss watch industry is pretty much non-existent. So Code41, thank you so much for it. I love the concept. Also, the watches are only produced once they hit a certain amount of pre-orders. I guess that's kind of their community project aspect. Now, I do think they offer great value for money. However, my only issue, and it's not so much with the watch, maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, and I've been in the watch industry for a while, and I'm old school when it comes to this stuff, but I found this different way the different way Code41 does business to be really confusing. I had a hard time understanding exactly what the concept was on their website. I had a hard time finding the price for watches. The price for watches changes depending when you order it. Not a huge deal because product is first. And I do actually quite like the product. But I think this concept needs to be conveyed a little easier. I can't be the only one who feels this way because some people, they just want to buy a watch. And Code41 makes it a little difficult to do that sometimes. However, if that is the only negative, which pretty much it is, then that is a fantastic thing. Because honestly, I do think for the most part, they make a hell of a watch that could easily compete with some hot horology pieces. Let's get into the review, and change views and take a look at this Project X41 skeleton watch with a fully manufactured movement. Here we go, guys. The Project X41 titanium skeleton watch. Definitely a very interesting piece. Let's get the nitty-gritty out of the way. 42 millimeters, made out of grade 2 titanium, so very, very light, about 55 grams. Sapphire crystal on both sides. Calf strap as well as a interesting bracelet, though it does use pins. That is my one disappointment. 50 meters of water resistance. Big date at 12, and a very cool peripheral rotor. So as you can see, the rotor, it's very hard to catch on camera, I apologize. The rotor spins on the outside of the watch. Now it does wear a little bit larger than the 42 millimeters states. I have a 7.75-inch wrist. Does fit me rather well, however, definitely on the larger side. Now this watch is also, it's not COSC certified, but they do regulate it between -2 plus 10 seconds a day, and mine is running plus 5 seconds a day on my time grapher. So that is a very, a watch that tells a very good time. Now the movement, as you can see, is made by a factory in Switzerland called Timeless. And this is a fully in-house movement, not by Code41, but by the Timeless Movement Factory for Code41, with 90%, actually not 90%, excuse me, all their components in-house apart from the balance, which I believe is just the standard balance. It looks very similar to an ETA. Now the movement is actually quite decently finished. Yes, it's got some industrial finish, no beveling, no hand finishing, not at least that I can tell, but it is all kind of almost DLC coated and black polished. It does look very, very nice. Now, I actually love that this is a truly skeletonized movement. You can see the barrel there, fully skeletonized. You can see the big date mechanism switch over with the spring act. I love the 2 sapphire date discs. Very cool. I mean, you can see everything with this movement. And actually, if I manually wind it, you can actually also see the mainspring tighten up. Now, guys, this is not going to be for everybody, and I'm not going to lie to you. It is a little industrial for my taste, but considering the price of $5,390, it's very, very hard to beat. There is no doubt in my mind that something like this made by a more established brand could cost triple or quadruple the price. The case does have some nice touches. It is all titanium, so it is all brushed, but there is some bead blasting in between the lugs. They use hex screws for almost everything, which in my opinion could be a little annoying for an independent watchmaker to service. You'd be surprised how many of them don't have hex screws. It's got a signed crown. Skeletonization is very, very fine. I mean, the details are absolutely there. Yes, it does have a generic kind of Code 41 deployment buckle, and one thing I do not like is that it has kind of these oblong holes, but it has a round kind of spike, so that the buckle does move a little bit onto the band, but that is just me nitpicking a little bit. High quality, absolutely. Is it going to be for everybody? Absolutely not. It is very interesting. I think it does offer great value for money from an interesting brand based in Switzerland. And I love the fact that they also provide a bracelet. I think if you're a skeleton watch fan, you do get a ton of value here for the money. I do think this makes it a more approachable price point for people that like skeletonization. However, once again, styling not for everybody. Guys, that is the Code 41 X41 watch. They are having an upgraded version with their pre-sales starting July 15th or 16th. Go check out their website. I believe they're offering a few new materials. The case is changing to grade 5 titanium. Basically, this watch with a bunch of new upgrades. So go check out their website if you want to place a pre-order. And thank you so much to Code 41 for sending me this watch for review and sponsoring the video. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. One more wrist shot to kind of show you guys what it looks like on the wrist. It fits particularly well, especially if you've got a 7 1/4 to 7 3/4 inch wrist. You should be able to wear it no problem. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around for the review, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.